What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Chase and Cuss, where we watch the stupid people do the stupid things they do to get themselves arrested. We got another chase for you today. The link to this original video is in the description below, so give them a thumbs up and a like, and do the same thing for us. We'd appreciate it. Oh, where's the audio? Front row. Is there no audio or something? Oh,
All
there
right,
it is.
Ready. Ready.
What is that?
Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on ABC7.com.
Looks like an Armada or something.
24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in Air 7 as we follow this pursuit through Hollywood. LAPD in pursuit, a slow-speed pursuit, albeit along Sunset Boulevard, actually on Hollywood Boulevard now, as he makes his way slowly, stop and go, here and there. It's a stolen vehicle that is stopping intermittently right along Hollywood Boulevard. Was on Sunset Boulevard, just got on Hollywood Boulevard a short time ago. You can see
Yeah, I think that's like a
full
Nissan
pursuit
Armada or
package
something.
right behind him as he continues to toy with these officers. About 4 officers, 5, 6 units right behind him, actually 7 units behind him. There have been units along the way trying to set up for a spike strip to see if he will just drive over it. In fact, here comes another one right there in the right lane. If he continues straight ahead, that Infinity SUV will strike those spikes, and we will hopefully start to see the tires deflate. I don't know if they've had any successful ones just yet, but there have been several attempts to spike this vehicle.
What they should have had is one on each side.
Continuing to travel at a pretty slow pace here, and now again coming to a complete stop, this time at Hollywood Boulevard.
Right, because you can pull it that way or pull it this way. That way,
here
if they
in Los
turn
Feliz.
left, if they went left, they could catch that one too, right? My thoughts.
Every time he comes to a stop, you can see LAPD out of their vehicles with their doors open, ready to execute a felony stop. You can see they've got the unfortunate circumstance here of trying to not only predict his next moves here, but also secure these intersections. Look at him going straight over the spike strip. That'll do it. In fact, he might even hit all 4. So we have a really good, solid
There's another
strike
set of
there
spike
up the spike strip, drove right over it at a relatively slow clip.
Maybe you thought if I drive slow, it won't.
That may be
work.
enough to deflate those tires. We will see here. It could be run flats, but in any event, we expect that vehicle will start showing signs of well, the behavior of the vehicle, hopefully.
It looks like they're flat already.
We'll see if that was enough to do it, but in any event, that pursuit continues. Westbound Hollywood Boulevard at Kenmore Avenue. Now rolling down the block again. I expect he will probably come to another stop, as he has been doing now for the last few minutes. Stop and go, just kind of toying with those units right behind him. Don't know how many people are inside the vehicle, but this is a Grand Theft Auto suspect behind the wheel. Again, unclear how many individuals may be in this car. It's believed that this SUV was stolen very recently. You can see more LAPD units at the intersection. Another spike strip set up here. This is at least the 4th or 5th spike strip that's been laid down in front of the suspect, but peculiarly, he keeps just driving right over it. So we'll see if he comes in contact with this one. Not sure how many it's going to take, but look at that. He's going to go right over it. Another one right over the spike. This is wild. Look at that. He's dragging the spike strip under the fender there. It's dragging along the front left tire, the front left wheel there. It's caught underneath that fender.
So you got the hazard lights on, or a blink? Is that just a blinker?
Yeah. LAPD really with not many more options here. He's not even going fast enough for a pit maneuver. It's also a little bit of a narrow part of Hollywood Boulevard here. So a pit maneuver, not really an effective tactic here. But as he gets closer to Hollywood Boulevard, you're going to start to see even more pedestrian traffic, which you're already seeing here. In fact, the entire time he's been pretty congested areas.
Hollywood Smoke
Shop.
Shop.
It's a Monday night, so not terribly busy, but still enough people out and about that they do have crossfire considerations to take into account. When this pursuit comes to an end, they will have to be very careful with any use of force with all of the people here on the sidewalk.
Okay,
So
why do they
this
have more
another
spike strips?
Spike strip.
He's ran over him a couple
right there
times. I don't see the
along
point.
Hollywood Boulevard in the middle of the street. This could be the 5th or 6th spike, but I would venture to say that he's going to go right over it again. Look at this, speeding up and going right over the spike strip. So this is going to be at least the 4th confirmed spike, and actually that's 5th. Okay, I'm being told now that is the 5th. So we've now seen 5 spike strip attempts, and it looks like at least half of them were dead on. Whether to say they were successful and effective is a whole nother story here, because it's very possible this vehicle may be able to run on flats, and either way, at these speeds, even those rims could take a beating, and he can continue at this pace for quite some time. So deflated tires, I think, in this particular situation are going to have a modest effect if this driver continues to play these games, and if he really is intent on just dragging this out and playing this game. Of course, it's not really a game; it's a deadly situation if it comes to use of force. But in any event, he is continuing the ride. It does look like those tires are flattening. Another one, right there. Another spike. Oh, now it's getting comical. That was 6 spike strips at least.
Yeah, I don't get all. I don't get it.
Again,
You ruin it every time you use one, right?
returns,
From what I understand.
is going to apply here. So, continuing westbound Hollywood Boulevard, coming up on Harvard. Look at this. They're going to try the pit. They're going to try and pit him. A slow speed pit. Again, very limited effect unless he picks up a little bit of speed
this guy's
here
just
and
bored.
can really disable the vehicle. That's a big SUV. Just took a little tap there in the left rear. That LAPD primary unit going to give it another shot here. Try and swerve that vehicle, who is now doing a 180 in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, now face-to-face with LAPD as he comes head-on with additional units, now trying to box him in, trying to steer off of Hollywood Boulevard, and now turning northbound onto Harvard Boulevard. And just like that, with a pit attempt in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard, of all places, this pursuit is now much more serious. He is now refusing to pull over after coming in contact with several LAPD units. Very unclear how familiar they are with the suspect, but I would venture to say probably not that familiar at all. So they're likely dealing with an unknown suspect here, and quite possibly somebody who may be under the influence. Whether he's armed or any of those details, we don't know, but they are taking a lot of risk here as they continue some interesting tactics with multiple spike strips. The vehicle does appear to be losing air. However, that pit maneuver has now really ramped things up here. And now there's even a person on a scooter following along in this pursuit. Again, we are in the middle of Los Feliz here, just actually on the edge of Hollywood.
They want to record it.
And he's continuing now westbound on Loma Linda Avenue.
Boom, boom, boom. Could you imagine sitting in the truck right now? Go, boom, go, boom, go, boom, go, boom, go, boom. Cause that wheel.
Making a turn now, north on.
Oh yeah, that person is following him on the scooter, aren't they?
Still on the eastern edge of Hollywood.
This must be the reach. Oh yes, Hollywood, rich area.
Now moving up towards the hills.
There is a shitty Hollywood too.
Now making a turn onto Franklin, I believe, off of Serrano Avenue. Russell.
Like a
Russell
big
Avenue.
motorhome, or what was that?
Correction. Made a left turn onto Russell Avenue, now continuing, I believe, westbound.
Well, it's not exactly a fast chase now, is it? Maybe they'll run and get tased.
Yet another spike strip.
Dude, their tires are gone already. Stop spike stripping them, you idiots. What a waste of money.
Coming up on Western Avenue now.
Just so you can go home to your wife
slow
that night.
speed
Oh, I
chase here. If
spike
you're
stripped
just
them.
joining us, we have seen multiple spike strips.
Yeah, I was like the 10th spike strip.
Coming in contact
He was
with
already
us, or
going
the
like half a
vehicle coming
mile
in
an
contact
hour.
with multiple spike strips here
But I
through
spike stripped
Hollywood
them,
now.
babe.
As he comes up on Western Avenue, we saw a pit maneuver a short time ago that did have the effect of spinning the vehicle around, but not really losing power. In fact, he was able to continue driving right through it, coming in contact with several LAPD units, and then turning off of Hollywood Boulevard. He is now northbound on Western as he encounters even more pedestrian traffic here. Things are about to get a little bit more complicated for LAPD here. Lots of
Guy's got a
onlookers
sign for. Oh no, they're just
aware of
filming
this
him.
pursuit and catching a glimpse of this this saga now, this slow speed chase that is now coming up on
Lazy
Franklin
Acres
Avenue,
Natural
northbound
Market, huh?
Western at Franklin.
Oh yeah, he's just got his flashers on.
The vehicle coming to a stop once again here on Western. LAPD prepared for the felony stop. He continues now to drive through the intersection. So continuing through Franklin, northbound Western here, as he continues the stop and go tactic, which does force law enforcement to come to a stop, get out of their vehicles, and then jump back in every time he steps on the gas. You can see the vehicle becoming much more wobbly. And if anything, it's going to have the effect of limiting his speed here, but speed hasn't been the issue with the suspect or at any point during this pursuit. And so the slow speeds will continue here. It's just going to be a much rockier road for him as he grinds into that rubber.
Is there a passenger in the car?
Starts to
Can't
tear
tell.
those
Doesn't look
tires
like it.
apart. As you can
Maybe.
see, it does
Hard.
look from our vantage point, at least the two left tires and most likely all four tires on this SUV have been deflated. Now turning on to Los Feliz Boulevard, continuing westbound here. Slowing down once again. Doing about 5 miles per hour as he cruises through Hollywood here. Again, we were on Sunset when this all started. He ended up on Hollywood Boulevard. Now he's in a more residential section here along Los Feliz Boulevard. And here comes another pit maneuver, that SUV coming up along the right rear, spinning the vehicle out again, 180, and now head-to-head with these law enforcement officers with their doors open. He's going to try and get around here. He's up on the curb. This Infiniti, which is believed to be stolen, now up on the curb with limited movement here. We're going to keep a close eye on that driver's side door. The vehicle was just pitted by the primary unit. He came head-to-head with a secondary unit and does appear to be slightly boxed in. I guess if he really accelerated through it, maybe he can get around this embankment, but again,
Wait,
he
the
is
door's
working
open.
with no tires. So the vehicle is slightly disabled here. We will see if he gives it up. The driver's side door is open. We'll look for any sign of movement here
There's
momentarily
hands moving, it looks
from
like.
the driver's side of that vehicle, but it does look like he may be prepared to step out of the vehicle. Suspect appears to be complying. You see the driver stepping out of the vehicle. Don't have a clear shot of his hands, but it does look like his hands are up, or at least, yeah, his hands are up. He is motioning towards those officers. He is stepping out of the vehicle with his hands up. A much better shot there with that light, that night sun from the LAPD air support ship as they try and execute a felony stop here at Los Feliz and Serrano Avenue.
I don't understand. Is he on drugs or what? What's making him like act like this? Or he was just like, you know what, I'm homeless. I want to go and get a nice warm bed and some free food. And
well, we saw about a half a dozen spike strips, 2 pit maneuvers, and eventually that last pit maneuver was able to spin this vehicle out. It didn't quite disable the vehicle, but it did have the effect of spinning him around here and then kind of forcing him up on the curb and then up that embankment. And now it looks like the suspect is calling it quits. Again, this is believed to be a Grand Theft Auto suspect who they are trying to detain here. I don't have clear eyes, but there you see, it does look like he's stepping back towards the vehicle and perhaps
now he's
getting back in the car. He's getting back in the car. He is now back in that SUV. The driver's side door is now closed. What appeared to be a compliant suspect is now defying the orders of those officers and is now back in the vehicle, and these officers have to be prepared for anything. We've already seen some, you know, this has been anything but a typical pursuit. Despite the slow speeds, still a dangerous situation, and you can see still a volatile one as this suspect just appears to be too unpredictable. They really are wondering what is going through his mind, what the deal is here. I suspect he may be under the influence, but that is pure speculation on my part. Right now, they just know that this is a vehicle that appears to be stolen. The suspect refusing to pull over has been very aggressive as he has been, he's had no problem driving right up towards those officers after those pit maneuvers just kind of went right head on with them, and is really testing the patience of these officers.
Wonder why he got back in. Like, what's up with this dude?
Well, it almost appeared that this pursuit was over. We will see if he's able to move that vehicle, but you can see he's up on the dirt along the curb here, along
I haven't seen the reverse
Los
lights go
Feliz
in yet.
Boulevard. Keep in mind, again, if you're just joining us, there are 4 flat tires on that SUV. LAPD now setting up a perimeter. In the event that that suspect runs out of that vehicle, they will be in pretty good position to set up a tight perimeter to prevent the suspect from getting too far. They've got lots of tools at their disposal here and a close residential neighborhood to lock down in the event that they need to do that. But right now, the suspect is back in the car, refusing to give up here. They may be waiting for a canine unit.
Sick 'em, boy. I don't know. I wonder if is there a car right behind him, so if he backs up, well, I'm guessing there is. Well, they got the shield out now. Are they gonna spray some less lethal into his into the cab of the car? Or into the car, whatever you want to say.
Once again, if you're just joining us live on abc7.com
Oh yeah, now they're moving.
or our
See,
24/7
they're moving
streaming
the car
channels,
closer.
or on
So
YouTube,
it
Chris
can't back
Christie
up.
up in Air 7 as we continue to keep an eye on what is hopefully the end of this pursuit, but still it has been unpredictable throughout. This is a stolen Infiniti SUV that has refused to pull over, engaged in a slow-speed pursuit through the city of Los Angeles, again along Sunset Boulevard, eventually onto Hollywood Boulevard. Here we find ourselves still in Los Feliz, on the eastern edge of Hollywood and Los Feliz, at Los Feliz Boulevard and Serrano Avenue, after two pit maneuvers, that following a half a dozen spike strips that were successful in deflating the tires here. The suspect now up on the curbside here along Los Feliz Boulevard, up on the dirt there. This vehicle may or may not be completely disabled, but it does appear to be in a precarious position with limited options here. As you can see, there's a tree in front of him there. There are several LAPD units right next to him and around the corner here. So if he does try to flee, it doesn't look like he would get too far. But again, we just can't say for certain, depending on the capability of this vehicle, if it's got anything left, or, you know, if he just has any endurance left in him. But right now, after showing signs of getting out of the vehicle and surrendering, he decided to get back inside the vehicle and is now engaged in a standoff with LAPD.
Yes, my St. Bernard snores. I don't even know if you guys can hear that or not, maybe.
And as we listen in on the radio traffic down below here, LAPD fairly confident they are dealing with an inebriated suspect. So he does appear to be highly under the influence of something and is moving very slowly in the vehicle. He is moving, though. He is moving around. They have good eyes on that suspect, who is believed to be in the driver's seat after stepping back in the vehicle. Looking down in there, almost looks like that sunroof. Can you tell, Josh, is the sunroof open?
Halfway.
Might be getting a little fresh air from that sunroof. I can't tell for sure, but it
like
looks
it might be
like
halfway.
it might be open.
KTLA 5 just got in front of them to kind of be like, hey, we're advertising that we've got a better shot because we're closer.
As he continues to play games here and the standoff continues, LAPD now using their time here to set up a firm, close perimeter around the suspect here. So it does not look like he will get very far if he decides to run, but they have at least accomplished that goal, and now it's just a matter of peacefully extracting that suspect from the vehicle. Very likely, if K9 has not already arrived, there will be K9 officers responding out here to be ready for that takedown. And we'll see what they decide to do, how they decide to proceed here. But again, that suspect does appear to those officers down there on the ground to be highly under the influence.
Wonder what they're going to do with them. Yeah, it's the window's open, it looks like, possibly.
Just zeroing in on that sunroof there, looking for any sign of movement. Does look like he is moving around slightly, but hard to tell from our vantage point. Officers on the ground do have good eyes on him. Once again, as I mentioned, you can see they are shining a light into that vehicle. The windows appear to be up, but it looks like that sunroof is open, giving him a little bit of fresh air. Sitting there up on the curb here along Los Feliz Boulevard at Serrano Boulevard. We are just on the edge of the hills here, on the eastern edge of Hollywood and Los Feliz. You can see this vehicle has now come to a complete stop after several spike strips, upwards of 6, and 2 pit maneuvers. That most recent one, which was able to turn that vehicle around and steer him right up on the curb. More backup pulling into position here behind him. Again, limiting his chances of escape here. But he does look fairly boxed in from our vantage point up here in Air 7.
Yeah, and that's probably maybe a tall bush right there, so we can't, I see the sidewalk. That looks like a bush, so he probably might not be able to get to that bush. Looking at the yellow lights, and they seem slower than they used to before. You know, I know they do like studies of which one is better. I wonder why they chose the slower one. Is it prettier? You know, or better looking, I should say, instead of prettier, or is it just that's the right speed to make people notice it? Inquiring minds want to know. Wonder why he's so quiet. It's too quiet in here. I feel all alone. I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Good old Tiffany throwback.
Officers now setting up for an extended standoff here as they box the suspect in along Los Feliz Boulevard and Serrano Avenue. It looks like they have plenty of resources now firmly in place. It's just a matter of waiting the suspect out and extracting him once they feel it is safe to do so. But this pursuit does appear to have come to an end. Hopefully it remains a peaceful resolution as we start to come around here, peering through the trees here. Up over the edge of Hollywood and Los Feliz. We believe only the driver inside of that SUV. It's a stolen SUV, a fresh stolen as they refer to it. And again, after several spike strips that struck the vehicle, or the vehicle, after the vehicle struck several spike strips,
I should over here, and you guys won't be able to hear it.
Have confirmation that we saw just before this came to an end that all four tires were successfully deflated. 2 pit maneuvers, and that was enough to turn this vehicle around. Now up on the curb here, just to recap, as we start to set up for an extended standoff here. LAPD, again, with all the resources at their disposal, and K9 units at the ready
Rumble anyway.
For the eventual takedown of this suspect, who showed signs of surrendering, and for some reason, after appearing to climb back in the driver's seat, and is now back in the
Yeah, you guys can't hear it, but I can hear it. Oh man, good thing they had the lyrics up here for me. I don't think I'm gonna get a copyright strike for this. Wait, we are on YouTube because I'm gonna be live streaming this, aren't I? If you hate my singing, press thumbs up. Comment. That's kind of hard to say, and then we tumble to the ground. I think we're alone now. Only friends. You guys have already probably turned out the video by now. Anyone around? I think we're alone now. I had such a big crush on Tiffany. I guess I liked redheads from an early young age. You know what? I should play a. Well, I'm filming this on Saturday. This is gonna go on Sunday. I'm gonna do music tonight, 80s music. I get away into the night, and then I put your arms around me, and you tumble to the ground, and then you say, "Hey, I got it right!" Now. Yeah, check out Eddie Block Films. Every once in a while, we do music night. Definitely gonna add this to the list. Now. You could definitely change my heartbeat, Tiffany. I wonder how old she is nowadays. I should go and look her up. Man, the helicopter pilot's awfully quiet. You know, every time the guy in the helicopter starts talking, I'm gonna start singing the songs. As the snow is plopping down on my head. So it's not snowing anymore at my house, but I have 100-foot tall trees all around my property, and there's snow stuck in it, and it's starting to melt. So when a little bit melts, and sometimes the rest of the clump will just go bloop, and you can hear it land on the top of my roof. Pretty interesting. Sometimes there's some big ones, and it scares the shit out of the dogs. Maybe me a little bit. Dude, just shoot some freaking pepper spray in there, bro. Look, the top window's open. Interesting. Run it just as fast as you can. Now I got the song in my head. Toto, no, I'm not gonna play Toto. Let's see, I'm gonna have to play something. Ooh, new edition. Cool it down. Oh wait, Debbie Gibson. Okay, we're gonna do Debbie Gibson because they're being way too quiet on this. Only in my dreams. Which one is this one? See if I know this one. Oh, okay. Oh, 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 oh. I don't think that's the song I think it is. Only in my dreams. Yeah, let's do a better Debbie Gibson. What's a better one? Oh, okay, good. You guys have been
inside the
saved.
vehicle that police are following.
You guys have been saved. You guys have been saved. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't like my singing, let me know. You probably didn't. But come back tomorrow for come back tomorrow for another edition of Chase and